Hi there, this is Russ from the Russ Explains series. You may have seen me on Powtoon, and I've actually created a website, russexplains.com, and I've got all the tips on here. You can find them on the Powtoon blog and on their YouTube channel, but I've put them all in one place on russexplains.com. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my latest Powtoon, which is for Dental Optimizer. Here it is in the workspace. This is scene 1. What I've decided to do is to use the Creanimate style. It's really nice, and I've got some of the label styles, so I think that worked. What I'm talking about here is 1 in 5 Americans having a toothache, so I use these little guys to represent the other Americans, and this is our main guy. To create the character, I've just used Photoshop. I did a screenshot of a different Creanimate character that had the mouth open, and I've merged it with this one just to create the character I needed for the dental project. I've used a little bit of text here, and on scene 2 I think I start with find a good dentist. So what research has proved is that the best retention rate is when you combine a little bit of text with an image. So this is the thing to do. I'm throughout the video I'm thinking, right, I want people to remember this. My client does. This is the point of the video, so finding a good dentist, and you can see our little guy is wondering. So having the text and the image is a good step to remember in your videos, but just key elements of text, not like, don't put everything that's being said or fill it with text. Scene 3, I just talk about, I created a few little things. These are stuck on over the top of a standard folder in the Powtoon library, and this one again is the a standard image holder with a custom image that I did in Photoshop, but it's just the little girl from one of the styles with some dental gum, really easy. These are just individual items stuck over the top, just added and synced in to slide in at the same time with the standard Powtoon library. On this slide I've tried to do something a bit more complex. The guy pops up at the end still with a toothache, but so earlier on I've got a couple of Creanimate guys that I'll delete the speech bubbles so we can investigate what's happening a bit more, and delete this sign and this. What I've done is, these aren't, even though they look like backgrounds, they're not, I haven't used the background function, which I can look at in another video, but these are just objects like any other graphic that you might import. This one's just got a fade in first, this one fades in, and my other dentist, sort of an example of a not so good dentist, he slides in left, the other guy slides in right, and again there's another custom thing that I just did in Photoshop which gets slid in, that one fades in, and he slides in, then there's speech bubbles appear. This little black line I use a lot now to divide certain things up on different videos, just really handy. There just comes in as a divide, and I make it zoom up. It's sort of, I've seen it in cinema, they use that sort of style, so I thought of that and tried to recreate it, and I've got it in another video. It's just visually, aesthetically pleasing, so I like doing things like this. That hopefully has broken that down a little bit for you. If I get rid of these guys, I also added the cartoon cat. So really it's just 2 images fading in with a line coming up in the middle. Scene 4. It's really handy sometimes when you get these explainer videos. You often need to talk about websites and things like that. So in scene 4 and scene 5 I've used the standard Pictou style, which is over here, and they've got a few different website options just over here on the right. So that's what I've used there, and slapped on another screenshot on top, and when it's slid in, it looks pretty good. It works. Again, here I've mixed another style, even though I want to say to be cautious or wary of adding too many styles. I think again it works. I got away with it. We're talking about here him searching around on the web to find his location, and then some other concerns he may have if the dentist is actually available at night, things like that. So I just summed it up with these little characters. What I did on this scene is I used to change the background color. I wanted something interesting to happen. Here I slid in the shopping cart and just stuck masses of money over, talking about cost, just to add comedy effect. And then all of a sudden this red slides in. So I guess I'm a fan of trying to change background colors and things, and the way I've done that is just I've taken the red block, I think it's from the premium style here, and I've blown it up really big. Like sometimes when I need to see everything that's happening, it's a bit of an advanced thing, but pressing Control minus, you can really zoom out and actually keep stretching something really big if you just want to get part of the details. So I'm going back in with Control plus to about there. So yeah, I slid that red over the top with the hand effect. Again, I've got that's my screenshot, that's my Pictou web page, and then I just got the text, which that slides in as well. So I've created a different color, a bit different. There's a few scenes here where we've got a different background color. Pictou have just introduced this Pictou marker style. I love it. It was really helpful to create all this dentist stuff. It just sort of sprung out at me. We've got the standard, she's in the Creanimate style, so and my client said, Russ, we've got to have some women on here, so I just forgot about, so I put her in. She looks great there. She's the female dentist. Again, I've slid and covered things over. Ooh, it doesn't actually look like it. So look over the top to cover over with red, and we move on to the next scene where I've got the laptops. Yeah, well, I'm just looking for, there was the Pictou style that was Pictou marker. I've used it slightly later on here, and I'll come back to those laptops. Here, the Pictou marker was just great. I was talking about the website, my favorite Pictou website, and then we've got stars, which was using for ratings. We've got, I'm sort of saying this doctor's available 24 hours, it's good on cost and things like that. So these styles throughout have just been really nice, and I used the the image holder there to use on maps a little bit earlier, which you would have seen. So we're on red background. Just slightly earlier on, one of the great tools that I've just discovered in Pictou is if you click on, these are custom images that I've got from the website. If you click on this, editing image position, it just was fantastic. It allowed me to crop exactly the telephone so that this would fit onto the screen perfectly. That's how it started, a bit too long, and just by using that tool I was able to place it. Yep, there we go. And you know, crop it so it fitted without affecting the image. A little bit of black appearing, so I can go in, just bring it down a tiny bit. but it made life easier just to get those looking right. On scene 8, again I used the Pictou Dial, which was really handy just to show piggy bank, saving money. I've introduced the logo on its own for the first time, and I've got a black line that I've used a few times in the odd presentation, so that can be resized. It's just a handy divider. Once it's in my library, it's there to stay, and I just decided to just, in a cool way as I could, just slide everything into place and then keep that over the top here as I move and show different things that the website does. Again, the Pictou style, because they talk about charts and analysis that the site does, so it was handy. And then I went to Google and got some toothbrush images, teeth, which works. Scene 9, let's have a look. Once again, we talk about, this is the animated site, part of the characters. I just popped a phone in over the top, so it sort of looks like it's in his hand. And again, curious about a symptom. This is another part. If you watch the video, it'll all make sense to you. But this was another important thing. You can ask your own questions. So it was important just to spell that out in front of people for the visual retention. So, and there was a bit, ask a question, and the voiceover is saying you can ask your own question, and a trained dentist will reply. Number 10, frame 10, is again the logo's over the top. Just worked visually for me, just to keep things interesting for the viewers. And we've got the call to action that comes in. Let's have a look at the beginning of the scene. Yeah. So I slid in the phone. Yeah, it got a great background from another style. The groovy style has got some good background, so I used one of those, the animated handshake, and then those guys fade out and we've got the call to action. So every video, usually when it's for business and that, needs a call to action, just to tell the viewer what to do. Sign up for your free account today, and I just put the web address below, which, yeah, makes sense, so people can know where to go. That's it. I hope that was helpful. I've just covered a few things, but if anyone wants to ask a question about how did you do that, or what made you choose that, I suppose, or anything like that, just please ask me. This will be part of a new series called Ask Russ, where every week I'll try and tackle one question from the Pictou community about probably a visual thing they're trying to achieve, and if I can have a look, work it out and explain it in one of these videos with the screen recording software, then I'll do that for you. Thanks everyone, and I look forward to your comments.